couple weeks ago, I met Evan Carmichael. Evan Carmichael, 4 million YouTube subscribers. But more than that, the YouTube subscribers actually, I don't care about that at all. The most important thing about what he does is he generates leads from YouTube. He's not a YouTuber. I thought it was funny. If you Google Evan Carmichael, it says YouTuber by his name. What people don't know is he makes so much money generating leads for entrepreneurs. And so fortunately, I was fortunate enough to sit with him for 20 minutes. And this is what I mean by service. And this is also what I mean by outstanding generosity. I asked him for a picture. That's all I asked him for. He was at this book launch party for What's in It for Them. I told Kayla, I go, hey babe, I want to get a picture with Evan Carmichael. Connor's going to lose his shit. He's going to be so excited. Kayla goes, don't be that guy. Don't do that. Please don't ask for a picture. And then we told Kayla's mom, and Kayla's mom goes, Evan, come here. Next thing you know, he talked. I was like, can I get a picture? He's absolutely. I was like, I'm a big fan. And he sat there, and we looked at the YouTube channel. He looked at the strategy, asked me a bunch of questions. 20 minutes later, literally blew my mind about how I viewed sales and ultimately who I am actually as a business owner. So the how and what they're doing, which is brilliant, is they're serving, but they're serving by bringing people to them. So I want you to imagine if you're in the middle of Africa and you're searching for animals, the answer's on the board. Where would you find the animals? The answer's up there. By the water, right? So the strategy is this. In order to never sell again, we need to bring our ideal clients to us, right? This is the idea of inbound lead generation, right? But the way that I want to word it is that I want people to be around me, make deals around me, build a great culture around me, so that way my ideal clients happen to be there. So here is the strategy. Create a show. So our version of this is the Elevated Coaches Academy. What the hell? See, I did it again, Connor.
Literally 100% record. You can never
Okay. The Elevated Entrepreneur Podcast. We have this ongoing joke because we have the podcast and we've been doing it now for I don't know how many episodes. Not that many. But I start the podcast every time doing exactly what I just do. I go, welcome to the Elevated Podcast. Have fucking shit. I'll never know the answer to it. So if you think I swear now, imagine being my video editor, like Connor. The amount of times this man hears me swear is like crazy. Anyway, so here's the entire strategy. Now hear me out. So I know what you're thinking. Raylen, how in the world can I make that much money by simply just doing a podcast or a show? So this is the way that we're going to do it, and I'm going to break down how it would work for each of you. So Elevated is all about removing excuses as to why you can't be successful. So the overarching person that I'm going to reach out to try to get on the show is going to be a CEO, okay? Or let's say, for example, someone maybe like Kevin who owns a consulting firm with a bunch of people underneath him. I invite Kevin on the show. The cool thing about the strategy is, would you rather, I would imagine, just think for yourself, would you rather I send you a LinkedIn DM that says, hey, I have some shit, would you want to buy it? Or would you rather jump on a podcast with me where after you leave, not only I'm going to highlight what you do very well, your company, give brand awareness, but also when you leave, I'm going to give you 5, maybe 10 pieces of content that you can use for your own marketing. Do you want to come and talk? Fuck yeah, I would. Yeah. So let's say you and I do my podcast, okay? Yep. We just talked for an hour. I sent an email with beautiful design content, whatever. What would you probably ask me by the end of the hour?
When can we do this again?
No, I want to hire you.
Yeah, for sure.
Or even before that, probably. What do you do? Now just have a sales call. So the cool thing about this strategy, for me anyways, is twofold. One, I can now access people I normally couldn't access. So I'm giving you something, right? I want to bring brand awareness to what you're doing. You're going to leave with X amount of pieces of content. I'm going to give you something that ultimately I think can make your life better. All you do is let me talk to you for an hour. Cool, right? Now, I just built up trust with you. So now by the time you go, what do you do? I've shown you. And there's this new thing, and again, we're going to get into it, I think, with other pieces of today. But what's important to me now, as I realize, is that too many people are telling people what to do versus showing. So I would rather get on a sales call with you after I've shown you what I could do. Hey, by the way, I happen to own an agency. There you go, right? There's 2 angles, though, to it, though. Okay, so there's two angles. Angle 1, again, I'm going to keep going back to Kevin. Kevin and I do the podcast, okay? He's the target, actually. Okay, I actually want to do business with him. Now, what happens if he doesn't ask me, what do you do, or we don't do the sales call, and he doesn't buy from me? That's the worst case scenario, right? What do I have, though, still? I got content for days.